Hi everyone, today I am making some high-fat beef crunchies for lunch. I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com, where I share keto and carnivore recipes and other cooking ideas. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I hope you check out some of the other videos. I have lost over 130 pounds following this way of eating. For those of you returning, I hope you enjoy today's video. Okay, so today we are making some high-fat beef crunchies. And that recipe comes from Nicola's Kitchen. I will link her website below for you, as well as her channel. It's a brand new channel, a brand new website. She follows PKD, which is a very specific type of carnivore. But you can read all about that on her website. So let's get started. Okay, so what is in this recipe? It's pretty simple. There's really only 3 ingredients if you count the salt. It's going to be beef. This is beef sirloin. I'll just get a close look at it. This particular one, I liked it. I found it in Walmart, and I'll show you the package. It is about 70-30 in terms of fat to protein. And we are putting in some beef suet and salt. And that is it. But when it comes together, it doesn't look like that is it. So, let me show you the package from Walmart. So here's what the package looks like. It's a kit for making Philly steak sandwiches. So it's basically a kit, but all that's in it really is 6 packs of these pieces of kind of cut up beef, which is 100% beef. And it came with a spice pack, which I'm going to throw away because I can't use it, or maybe I'll give it away. I don't know. But in it is black pepper, like a lot of black pepper, which I can't have, and canola oil, which I won't have. So not for me. I'm just going to be adding salt. But the beef is perfect. And it was on sale. I mean, normally it's overpriced for what you get, but it has 6 of these 4-ounce packs of the beef in it, which you can just quickly stir fry up for a lunch or a dinner. So I will be using that, the suet, some salt. And so let's get started. The first thing we want to make is the suet part. I wanted to show you what that looks like in the store. It's going to look very similar to this. It is basically chunks of fat with just a very tiny little bit of meat. I've shown you how to make this before in the air fryer, so I'll link that video below. It was part of a fat fast if you want to learn more about that. I would prefer, now this one, it says chopped beef suet. I would prefer if they didn't chop it, but I haven't been able to get that. I suspect if I go to a grocery store, or sorry, a butcher shop, I would probably be able to get it, as opposed to this one, which I found in the freezer section of a local grocery store. So I already have one that is open. I'm going to put that one back in the freezer. And I just took this out of the freezer about an hour ago. It's easier to work with if it's still, like, you don't want to thaw it out if it's chopped because it'll all fall apart. This part of the recipe, I'm going to use the air fryer. So first I want to cut it up. I'm just going to air fry the rest of these, even though it's more than what I need, because you can eat these, once we have made these, you can eat them hot or cold. I'll save all these little pieces that are falling out for rendering, but I just want to put that aside for now. I mean, the idea of the beef suet, most people buy this to render the suet, but I like it for what we're about to do. So we are going to make some fairly large chunks here. Once they're cooked, I'll be cutting them up a little bit more. I'm going to turn the air fryer on. I'm going to let it cook at 375 for about 5 minutes. I'm not going to salt them before I cook them because I like to use, there's a lot of tallow at the bottom that I like to use, so I will salt them afterwards. Okay, how are these? I think I'm gonna cook them for another 3 minutes. I made some awfully big chunks here and they are not quite ready. So I'm just gonna flip. Okay, those look more like what I was hoping for. So I'm going to take them out to drain. There'll be probably a third of a cup or so of nice tallow in the bottom of this air fryer, which I'll take out and pour into a jar. So the total time was 10 minutes on this, just so you know. I did have to set it again. I just wanted them to be a little more brown than what I was seeing. Okay, so while those are draining and cooling, we're going to go over to the stove and quickly fry this up. It'll only take a couple minutes, so meet you over there. Okay, I'm going to put some tallow in the pan and we are going to cook our beef. It shouldn't take too long because this stuff is pretty thinly sliced. It's meant for kind of fast fry. Okay, yeah, it's ready. I'll just be adding a little bit of Redmond salt, just sprinkle it on. Once it starts to cook, it's easier to break it up. Okay, so this is good enough. We're done. You know, you can put it in a cast iron pan and really sear it and char it, but I'm gonna make it like this today.
Meet you back over there.
Okay, so we're back here. I'm going to assemble these. Now because this is going to be my lunch and I'm following very specific macros, I'm going to be eating all the meat but 1 ounce of these beef suet pieces. So I'm going, I'm probably going to have extra beef, which I'll just put on the side of my plate. But let's assemble these. Now, Nicola was able to slice hers thin because she was using whole suet chunks and I'm using chopped, so I'm worried it might fall apart. So I'm going to try it on one that I haven't measured out just to see. Oh no, it still works. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that back. So I in fact will be slicing these.
Well,
of course that one didn't work out. Maybe I'll just trade these that did slice nicely. There, they're about the same size. The idea is we're putting together something that looks a little bit like hors d'oeuvres, which is kind of cool because they could definitely be served for a gathering or something. So I've got my fancy cocktail toothpicks, and basically what I'm going to do is take some meat, take a piece of this, put that on top, and another piece like that, and secure it with a toothpick. So it's like a little mini sandwich or bite or something. So let me get the rest. You'll have to go look at hers because hers look just a little bit nicer than mine, but it's the taste that matters, right? All right, let's see here. I will have some extra meat on the side of my plate to eat for lunch.
Which is great.
So that's how many beef crunchies I'm going to eat. Plus I'm going to eat this meat. And I'm going to give you the macros, but let me just show you the whole meal, what it looks like first. So you can see what you're getting for these macros. And then I'm going to pop one in my mouth. I'm eating those too.
Because they're mine.
Okay. So macros, I had them here. Here they are. So the macros for this plate of food, it'll also be up on the screen. Calories, 532 calories. Protein, 22.4 grams. 0 carbs. Fat, 49.6 grams. This comes in at a lovely ratio of 83:17. So this is good for high-fat carnivore or PKD or keto carnivore. Good for everything. So let's give it a try. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is this didn't show up on camera, but because I didn't realize the camera had stopped rolling, but I did sprinkle this with some salt and white pepper, my mixture. Those you can, I'll be eating those later. In fact, tomorrow I'm doing a fat fast, so I'll be eating those tomorrow as part of that. But right now I'm going to dig into this. I suspect that because I used the shredded, mine are not as stable as hers. So I'm going to have to lift one up and just kind of shove it in my mouth. I know it's not very ladylike, but I'm going to do it because I want to taste the whole experience. Teddy, you're going to get a little bite. These are awesome because what you get that beefy taste, but then you get that the fat on the bottom and the top. You get all this moisture in your mouth, but yet the outside is crunchy. So yeah, I will definitely make these again. I am going to see if I can get the whole suet instead of the chopped suet, because I think it'll hold together nicely. Like, I wouldn't want to serve these the way I did them to company or anything, because they'll just, they're bound to fall apart because it's chopped. So I will work on that and make them again sometime. But in the meantime, quite delicious. So I hope you give this a try. Thank you, Nicola, for making this amazing recipe. Like I said, I will link all her details down below so you can check it out for yourself. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Whoops, hang on a second. I didn't realize that I had cut it so that the package was leaking.